The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Let's go to Ed in Indiana. Ed, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling in. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Steve. You have such a gift on giving us stories to help us keep our mind right when we're trading.
We've got Ed Young on the line. Now we're talking. Now we got a co-host for sure.
Steve, I just wanted to call in a little bit of support to you because I always believed that an investor had to be whole-minded, and if they couldn't control their emotions, they could read the charts all they want and still hurt themselves. And you seem to be so balanced. You have such a good calming influence, and all the little antidotes. You're constantly putting that in there with the technical analysis, and that is so important. And my hat's off to you. I'm still a listener, and I love what you do. And I just wanted to call and give my support to you, Steve, and tell you how much I appreciate it and how much it helps me.
I can change the world. I will be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change the world.
Let's go over to Don in Odessa, Florida. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a subscriber to your service, and I just want to let you know that I sure do appreciate what you've done for me.
Wow.
A couple months here.
Thank you very, very much. Let's go to Mike and Brandon. Mike, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, I love your show. Your show's great. You're good common sense about everything, and you're laid back and you're clear when you talk, and that means a lot to a beginning investor.
I could change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world.
Let's go to Susan in Boca. Susan, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling.
Yo, Steve, thanks for being there. And I just have one thing to say, just an update from the last time I called you.
Yes.
I was a subscriber.
Yes.
Just to your trial
Yes.
subscription. And now I'm a bona fide member.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the April 10th wonderful Wednesday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and thanks so much for joining me, folks. I absolutely treasure your presence here today, and my outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool that Anton Chekhov calls "Man is What He Believes." Now, those of you not familiar with Anton, he was a Russian physician turned author who is considered to be among the greatest writers of short stories. He was born in 1860, so in honor of Anton, let me tell you a story. This is not one of Anton's stories. This is one of Stevie's story. Now, this is a story about a woman who dreamed she was being chased by a large, ugly, terrifying monster. Everywhere she ran, that monster would always be right behind her. Now, in an attempt to get away, the woman ran into a canyon that ended up being a cul-de-sac. Uh-oh! She was trapped with her back up against the wall, and the monster came closer and closer. And when the monster was just inches away, she cried out, "What horrible thing are you going to do to me?" The monster looked at her and said, "Well, that's up to you. It's your dream." Question: have you ever felt as if your back was up against the wall and that there was a monster chasing you? Something to think about. But let's get back to this story. The story's not over. You see, it was at that point that the woman could decide whether or not she wanted to be devoured by that monster, or have the monster disappear, or better yet, how about turn that monster into a prince? It was her dream, and she had the power to determine how it would play out. Now, each of us create monsters from time to time. I don't know if you do, but I certainly do. Create a monster from time to time. We view aspects of our lives that are different or unique, perhaps things that we think are wrong with us, and then we spend most of our lives trying to hide those things that I prefer to refer to as qualities. That's right. Your uniqueness is a quality. It's a gift. It makes you special. And the last time I looked, that's not really the definition of a monster. It is so important to remember that our lives are very much like our dreams. We have control over our thoughts, and therefore, we can view our lives in any way we choose. If our thoughts have created a monster, well, we can choose to turn that into a positive self-image instead. Folks, each of us have within us potential that is so incredibly rich. It's like an inner kingdom with infinite resources. Each of us have the ability to set aside any sense of burden or apprehension. And here's the cool thing. We can do it in the snap of a fingers, in a heartbeat. That's right. Every tree, every flower, and every blade of grass is magnificently and magically different. You, too, are magnificent and magical. Create the type of self-image that will make you happy. Make the most of your life and get rid of those monsters, because man and or woman is what he or she believes. And I believe you are beautiful. Let's go take a look at these beautiful markets out here. The big news just before we came on the air here this morning was the mere fact that the Fed released their minutes accidentally early. Was supposed to be a release at about 2 o'clock today, released yesterday around 2 o'clock. I guess to the federal staffers, of course, the guys on CNBC, you'd think that they would just stop for a second and relax and actually look at the data. We'll go look at the data. The minutes being released at about 2 o'clock yesterday. I believe that is the time frame. If you're watching us on TigerTV, I've got a red line going across the screen when those minutes were supposedly released. That's at least what I heard. I'm doing the show, so I can't go back and find out the exact time, but supposedly came out right around the 12 noon time frame. At 12 noon on the ES Mini, 12 noon at 2 p.m. on the ES Mini, closed at actually 1566. Wasn't really a whole heck of a lot of movement out there in the marketplace, so it's not like the Fed staffers all of a sudden, ran out, they grabbed their accounts, they went long the markets or short the markets or anything, so a lot of hogwash out there. Of course, I don't have all the details either, so we won't comment on it that much. What we'll do is we'll just go pay attention to the markets after all. So the news is out. We won't have to worry about any kind of big shenanigans at around 2 o'clock today, and that's a cool thing. Actually, I think they ought to release those Fed minutes before the markets open anyways. What is this 2 p.m. release anyways? So maybe things happen for a reason. Do you believe things happen for a reason? I do. Hey, if you're listening in on TFNN.mobi or perhaps the radio, remember, you can always get this show streaming to your smartphone, your pad, just by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see a button which got 3 little smartphones. Click on that. It'll stream live to you. And, of course, you can get the archive of this show on Channel 9. So as we come into these markets here, Dow Futures up about 40 points. S&P futures up 4 1/4. It's all about the S&P today, so we'll spend quite a bit of time over the next couple hours. I imagine the entire day here at TFNN taking a look at the S&P 500. NASDAQ futures up about 11 points right now. Russell 2000 up 3. King dollar up about 15, 16 ticks. Euro back just slightly. Not a lot of movement here in the currency market. Gold back $10 right now, trading out at 15.76. Silver down 17 pennies. No real big move there. Trading out at 27.70. Light sweet crude up 65 cents, giving back some of its gains from yesterday, off about 0.7% out there across the pond here over in Germany. They're having a little bit of a party, up 1 2/10% right now, up $89. Of course, you would think that means a lot. We'll go take a look at the stock chart, and we'll really see what does it mean for the DAX to be up 89 points right now. The FTSE up 0.7%. They're up about 49 points. They're trading out at 63.61. Over across the Pacific. I love that Pacific. Great fish coming out of the Pacific, although it's a bit too cold for me, unless you're in Hawaii. Now, that's good Pacific waters. Over across the Pacific, over in the Nikkei, up 95 points last night. You had the Hang Seng. That was up about 0.7% as well. That was up 164 points. And the Shanghai, really flat, up 46 cents. 877-927-6648. Let's go, so here's the 10-minute chart. If, in fact, the minutes were released at 2 o'clock yesterday, it wasn't as if somebody took that and went right to the bank. I'm not even sure that the staffers there would be able to read those minutes and try to figure out exactly what that meant, or better yet, how it was that the market was going to react out here. But let's go take a look at how the market is reacting. Let's go take a look at the daily futures out here. And we're not seeing anything significantly different from before we found out that the Fed was going to release the minutes officially at 9 a.m. this morning. So it doesn't appear to have done anything really to the markets. What we know and what we've been saying here for so long, in fact, if you go over to the index, was just simply the mere fact we know where the bulls, we know where the bears are hanging out, and we know that the bulls are defending that 1546.72 area. That is a line drawn in the sand. That is the October 11, 2007 line drawn in the sand, and that is the low of that. And that is where the battle has been taking place, and the bulls have successfully defended that position time and time again. They've been defending that position ever since they overtook it. That was back in March 8th of 2013. Now, today, I suspect we will finally see a test of 1576.09. We'll go take a look at what that absolutely means out there in the marketplace, but right now, let's go back to the index futures out here. If we take a look at the index futures, what you can see is, I'll go ahead and scrunch this just a tad here. We did have a little bearish engulfing candle. That showed up on April the 3rd. That says the high of either the 3rd or the 2nd. Whichever is higher would be the point of resistance. Well, it happened to be the 2nd. That was just a tad higher, I believe about a quarter or so. 1568 right now. The ES Mini trading at 1568. 1586.75 is the top of the October 11 swing point. I don't suspect that we'll see the market make it there. Now, the key's going to be whether or not we do see a close above 1576.09. That is going to be an ever important area for us to be watching the battle unfold. You don't really need to do anything until you see how the market closes here today. So you've got inside the ES Mini, if you try to put this together, 1568 is going to be important for us to watch coming into the close after the market closes. And so, you want to see, has the S&P gotten above the its swing point, and did it close back below it? What did the futures contract actually do as well? Try to put those things together. And how about the ETF structure? So we're going to go ahead and take a look at each of those. Now, let's come back to the futures market here, and then as we go into the come back from the next break, we'll go ahead and start taking a look at, really we'll start off by taking a look at the monthly charts of the four primary indexes. We can go take a look at the monthly chart, quite frankly, of everything. But we'll take a look at it of the S&P, of the Dow, of the NASDAQ, and of the Russell 2000 and try to put that together for you. Now, if we do take a look here at the Russell 2000 futures, getting ready to run up into the resistance level that was really created here. That's nothing more than, right now, the 0.618 retracement of the move down off of March the 25th, down to the low put in Friday when it created that wonderful, beautiful looking hammer, followed up by a bullish engulfing candle. 934 to 941 is most likely where you're going to see the Russell 2000 head to. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces. And over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow futures up about 45 right now. S&P futures trading out at 1568. And so let's go start taking a look at the monthly charts out here. Let's start off by taking a look at the monthly chart of the Dow, the top line number out here. And this monthly chart, we're going to go all the way back into 2007 because right now we're benchmarking 2007. And what we had here in the Dow on the monthly chart, if you want to take a look at where the bulls and bears were hanging out, you had a little evening star formation candle. That evening star formation candle occurring right here, November 30th, 2007. That says that the from a bearish standpoint, where the bears really should have been hanging out, back here at the highs of October 31st. The three candle formation, this little evening star, that sets up 14,198.10, should have been the resistance area. Obviously, the Dow, if we're paying attention to the chart here that we're looking at, I was able to motor on through that level. Now, when you break a resistance level, in this case here, 14,198.10, oftentimes you'll come back to that level to determine whether or not the break top side in this case here was real or not. We haven't seen that test on a monthly chart, so 14,198.10 is a level that you want to be paying attention to if the Dow does pull back, or at some point in time when the Dow does pull back. Now, you also had a little shooting star out here, so you have multiple areas of resistance that were set up back in July of 2007. That little candle that you're taking a look at, that was a shooting star candle out here. Now, we talk about yesterday, if you're listening on this show, we take a look at continuation patterns and the importance of understanding when price is traveling with inside a previous bar out here. In this case, coming back to May of 2007, we had some smaller bodied candles right here the month of June, the month of August. Now, we're not paying attention inside these small bodied candles. We're not paying attention to the extremes. We're not paying attention to the wicks, to the upper shadow, lower shadows out here. We're just really paying attention to those small bodies. You have a continuation pattern. That continuation pattern set up in September of 2007 as price went ahead and got above the level of the May 31st body. That open, or the close, I should say, on May 31st. The month of May 31st was 13,627.64. You got a continuation pattern. Of course, it didn't continue too much if we pull this back. Did not continue too much further out there. Only got up to a high of 14,198.10. But what we can see is the Dow clearly over the 2007 high. So 14,198.10. That is what you want to have on your sheet of paper next to you as a number to always be paying attention to on any kind of pullback inside the Dow. Now let's go take a look at the Russell 2000. As we look at the Russell 2000 out here, we're looking also at the monthly chart. The red line going across my screen inside the Russell 2000, clearly an area of resistance that was out here that was tested. It was tested back in the 2011 time frame. Here's the 2007 highs. The July 2007 high out here, 856.48. Got just slightly above it back in the April of 2011 time frame, came back below, forming, a little bit of a bearish reversal signal right back here during the month of May. Sell in May, go away. In this case here, we did see a clear breakout on the Russell 2000 back in January of 2013. Take a look at that wide ranging body all the way through. Now, the Russell 2000, also on a monthly chart, has not come back to test that level to determine whether or not that is a real breakout. Now, it's a real breakout certainly as you take a look at price, but what we do know here is that you saw a real first break of the Russell was back in May of 2011. Now, the Russell 2000 also does have a confirmed A to B equals CD up. If you go take a look at the weekly IWM chart out there, you'll see that it got up over the 2011 swing points with volume. So the Russell 2000 in the relay of life of four indexes out here, with the S&P being the only one not over the 2007 level. What I mean by that, let's go take a look at the composite. So if we take a look at the composite got over the 2007 highs all the way back here in the month of February 2012. The first test of that range came back in May of 2011. The sell in May. We're coming very close to May. It's already April the 10th out here. And you did see a break of that level. Now, in the case of the NASDAQ did come back and test the breakout of the 2007 highs out here. And it tested that back in May of 2012, very much like the Walmart chart that we look at here, because it has broken a 10-year, or more than 10-year, 13-year consolidation range out here. So in the case of the NASDAQ, it has already confirmed, it has already done its test of the highs. That leaves today the last man, the last woman in this relay for life. That leaves the S&P 500. The key question today is going to be, is the S&P going to close above 1576.09? If it does, you will have in the relay of life all four of these indexes at least over the 2007 highs. That's why it's so important. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit. And on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know that you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing TigerTV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right of the TFNN homepage. But if you don't have a mobile connection that keeps up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in radio talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed for trading in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information available, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. We got the Dow up 72 points. S&P up 7 points, trade out at 1575.61. It's been up to 1575.72, very close to that 1576.09 watch. Russell 2000 up about 3.5 points. Composite up almost 15. You've got Google up $2.73. Apple up 80 cents. Microsoft up 7 ticks. Intel up 14. Cisco up 21 ticks. Leading the charge to the upside is Baidu. Baidu up $3.30, up almost 4%. IBM up $2.60 this morning. That's up a little over 1%. You've got Adtran Inc. ADTN is a ticker symbol, up 8.88%. That's up $1.71. Thermo Fisher Scientific, TMO, up $1.86. Icky. ICICI. IBN is a ticker symbol. They're up $1.53. I don't make these things up, folks. Goldman Sachs up $1.38. CarMax up, they were up, and where did it go? CarMax is up $1.08. KMX is the ticker symbol. To the downside, you've got Titan Machinery. Titan Machinery down $4. That's off 15%. TITN. We'll take a look at that. WR Grace, GRA off $3.35. That's off 4%. Workday, WDAY off $2.70. Netflix off $2.50. First Solar had a big day yesterday, pulling back right now off $2.05. Rheology Holdings, RLGY off a $1.79, Fastenal off a $1.77. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. 1576.10 we are at. How about that? We've crossed it. 1576.09 was the number. We now have the S&P has officially crossed 1576.09 by getting to 1576.10 by one little penny out here. Now it's going to be important to watch. Do we have a reversal day? What are we going to have out here? So we'll pay attention to those. We'll pay attention to the intraday charts here. Let's switch over and take a look at the SPYs here. The SPY. Let's go ahead. We'll change this SPY chart here to a 5-minute chart instead of a 10-minute chart here this morning. So on that first 5-minute session, you had good volume at 4 million shares behind it. Now what we're going to want to be paying attention to is we're going to want to be paying attention to how this trades here during the next, I would say during the next hour. So between now and 10:30 should be revealing information for us. So we have hit the 1576.09 level by getting above it by just 1 penny. Now, we close about 1576.09, and that even if it is on light volume, doesn't matter. You know, as we've taken a look at in the last session of the show here, we took a look at how you've got the composite, the Dow, the Russell 2000 over the 2007 highs, and it's only the Russell that are up over with volume. Now, obviously not the New York Stock Exchange. That's not above that. That's at a 0.786 retracement. And there are certainly problems under the covers, but let's just wait and see how the day plays out here. But we have hit the number that we've needed in order to be able to, you're making 100% move of a move here. And the question is this the relay? And they actually have more energy inside to move higher. And it closed about 1576.09. That sets up a possibility of continuing a slow drift higher. But we'll see how it all plays out. I'm going to go pick in here at the ES Mini at the 30-minute chart out here. Now a real. Now I don't know whether this will happen. A spike up to 1577 inside the ES Mini. That'd be quite a bit higher. Well, it'd be another 7 points higher inside the S&P. So 1577 would set up a 1.272 butterfly sell pattern inside the 30-minute chart on the ES Mini, and that's a 1.272 expansion off of the highs back in April the 2nd out there at that 1568 range. So one thing at a time. Let's go peek in here at some of the sectors with inside the S&P, and then we'll go take a look at gold, silver, some currencies as well. But let's look at the sectors. Let's go see what the energy sector here is doing. The energy sector running into a little bit of let's take a look and see what actual retracement the energy sector here has done. We'll come off of the last swing point high of March 28th all the way down to the low that was put in on April 5th. And what we can see just slightly above the 0.618 level, which is right around $78 and 40-ish cents right now, trading out at 78.57. So it may have made the B to a C of an A to B equals CD down. That's on the energy sector. Let's go take a look at the financial sector out here. The financial sector is the XLF. So let's go see what it is doing here this morning. The financial sector looks like it's getting back to the April 2nd swing point that it had out here. March 14th swing point. That swing point had 67 million shares. The high of that was 1848. The high has not been taken out, but the low was tested yesterday. That low, 1837, yesterday getting up to 1838, closing back below, was 50 million shares going against 67. So in the XLF, you had a failure of a swing point on lighter volume and price. So far here, intra-session, it's been up to 1842, trading at 1838 right now. So the number to be watching and paying attention to on the XLF is going to be 1837, and the volume for your benchmark is going to be 67 million shares. Was not enough volume yesterday on the test. Yesterday was a failure at that swing point. Not a huge swing point from the standpoint of size. You're talking about a low of 1837 to a high of 1848, so only 11 pennies out there. But on the XLF, that's not too shabby. Let's go take a look at the technology sector. Let's go see if we see anything unique here in the XLK. Inside the XLK, Give me a moment here to pull this chart back where we can see the XLK still traveling well within that 0.786 Gartley sell pattern out here. Yesterday, in the swing point that it would be trying for, it looks like it's going to attempt to make here today, is March 14th as well. Now, the low of that is 30.33. 5.7 million shares are out there. Yesterday, 5.9 million shares. So far in the first 11 minutes of trading, 225,000 shares. So it looks like that's the number that it wants to try to get up to into March 14th. The low is 30.33 out there. That is on the XLK. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's start off by looking at IBM. So we'll pull up the chart on IBM. I know it's somewhere buried inside this page here. There we go, right in the lower left-hand section. So as we take a look at IBM, IBM popped and dropped right from the get-go. Now, IBM here has got that all-important hammer candle on April the 8th. Let's take a look at IBM. Let's take a look and see, did this make an A to B equal CD down already? Your A point on this, March the 15th, that level was 215.90. Your B point was the low of March 28th out at 209.74, and it did make that 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD down. Of course, that coming off that C leg as well as it did was a stronger indication of a stronger move down versus that A to B move here. Now, what's going to be important to be paying attention to on IBM, in my opinion, is going to be that hammer candle from April the 8th out there. So 207.33. You see it close below that. If you're long, you're wrong. What does that mean? Well, at number one, it means that you'll at least see it test the support levels, which are just slightly below it. That's that March 4th, March 5th area. The top of March 4th is 205.19. I suspect if IBM breaks that hammer low, what you'll really be looking at is the swing point from February 25th, which also happens to have an open gap out there. That's 197.51. So far, IBM in the relay race here just simply not participating. Not enjoying the fame of getting to 1576.10. How do you like that? So far, spiking it by only 1 penny out there. Let's go take a look at some of these other stocks here, popping and dropping. Let's take a look at Titan Machinery, TITN, percentage-wise and dollar-wise. Not the leader in the clubhouse now, dollar-wise. You've got MSC Industrial Direct. MSM is that ticker symbol. We'll take a look at that in a moment. TITN is the ticker symbol for Titan. That is gapping down with volume. Holy cow. Let me go see if then it has a high volume low too. So it's got everything. Let me see if Titan was out with some earnings here before the market. Looks like they may have been. Yeah, they did revenue. Let's see here. Pre-tax total revenue $784 million versus $607. So not bad on the top line number there. Let's take a look at see if I can find the bottom line number here. All I can see here is earnings per share in the fourth quarter, 73 cents versus 84 cents a year ago. And I don't know why they show they got net income. Net income, $15.6 million versus $17.8. So really blowing past the top line numbers. Boy, they bought that revenue, didn't they? Because they have even less in net income out there. So Titan Machinery having some trouble. Of course, it was having trouble when it gave that high volume low back on September the 10th, 2012 out there. That is where it is headed to. If we take a look at Titan Machinery, last night closing out at $22.16, trading at 22 and a quarter right now, and it is trading. It's tested that high volume low so far, and so far it's rejected it. We'll see if this thing wants, but big volume so far today. Let me put the red line across the top of that swing point here. And when I say big volume, folks, so far in 14 minutes of trading, 1.8 million shares. That moved down on September 10th, had 8 million shares in 6.5 hours of trading. So there's some big volume down there. It is testing that swing point. A close inside, close below 21.71. That sets up a run for the low, which is the following trading session out at about 19.07. See if there's any other support out here inside Titan Machinery. Let's go ahead and put this on a weekly chart. And again, the ticker symbol, if you're following along on your charts, TITN is the ticker symbol. And so high volume weekly as well. that it's moving into. It looks to me like this is going to get down to the lows there, 1907. Of course, if it breaks those lows with volume, and it would need some real substantial volume, which it already has today, but if it were to break those lows, that would set up one heck of an A to B equals CD down. But one day at a time, one thing at a time inside this chart. On the weekly chart, of course, you can see that big bearish engulfing candle the week of February 22nd, 2013 out here. From the bullish standpoint, there's a little bullish engulfing candle right here. The week of October the 5th, little hammer candle also as well. That was on October the 26th, but that hammer was broken. That hammer was broken for the November 16th week out there, and that hammer, well, you didn't see. All you really saw was a test. No, you didn't even see that. I was looking at the swing point here from October 7th of 2011 out there. So you did have a break of a hammer candle from October the 26th, but that only lasted just that 1 week out there. Titan Machinery looks like it is headed back to the lows, 1907. Let's go take a look at Baidu. You've got Baidu popping to the upside. So BIDU is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what this stock chart with this equity here is doing. Then we'll go take a spin around the commodity and currency complex for you. So as we take a look at Baidu here this morning, Baidu gapping up. Let's take a look at the volume behind the move so far. It has done shares of 1.1 million shares in 16 minutes of trading, coming into the most recent bearish engulfing swing point, which has 2.9. So it's moving up into that swing point, which is from April the 3rd out there, and it's moving up with volume. The stock chart here does not look very good. Not look good at all. In fact, it's got let's see if it's an A to B, confirmed A to B equals CD. It most certainly is a confirmed A to B equals CD inside Baidu. The 1-to-1 takes it to 80.34. Now, it's gotten down to as low as 83.31. And at 83.31, was moving into a condition of being over sold out there. So right now, looks like all that Baidu has really done here is just simply working off an oversold condition, and today running into some resistance. Doing it with volume, doing it with some decent volume here. But it looks to me like the move in Baidu to the downside may not be over. You've got a nice confirmed A to B equals CD, and that happened when Baidu gapped down on February 5th with volume. 17 million shares, taking out the lows from July 17, 2012 that only had 10 million shares. Why don't we go ahead? We'll take a look at Baidu on the weekly chart. So let's go up one level, see what it is that we can see inside Baidu here. See what it did on the weekly chart, see what candles as well are forming on the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart right here, you've got this little bullish engulfing candle from December the 14th. Let's draw the line across the bottom of the candle at engulf, which was December 17th. So you can see right now price is trading above that level being $85.96. Still not a reason to go run out and pile into Baidu out here at all. Let's see. Let's pull this back here. I'm just trying to pull it back and see what other kind of support it might have on the left-hand side of the screen out here. And not a ton that I see. Let's just take a look at retracement levels now. Inside Baidu, you'd come really off of the, let's say, the low of December in 2008, right around $10. Or so, up to the swing point high in July of 2011, up at 165.96. Now, that's a nice move here, but it's trading in between floors. The .382 floor was 106.40. 69.61 is the second floor. That is the sweet 618 level inside Baidu. Right now, we've got the Dow up 59, S&P up 7, trading at 1575.61. 1576.10 is the high. That means it has been a test of October 11th, 2007. We'll be right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at directionshares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 59 points right now. And before we go over and take a look at the commodities and anything else that you'd, currencies, anything else you'd like, we're going to go finish off Baidu on the weekly chart during the break here. I just simply went ahead and posted and showed the 0.618 Gartley sell pattern. That looks to me like that is what it is setting up. That's at the $69-ish range. $69.38 is what shows up on my screen there. Now, what you have is you got really beautiful Fibonacci summation sequence numbers here. Number one, we're coming off of the lows in 2008. Those lows being, as I said, that $10 level, 10.05, the week of December 12th, 2008. Then it makes then you've got a 0.786 retracement level up at the highs. Right here, this would also make a 1.618 expansion of your B to C swing point. So it's got everything that you need here. It's got all the numbers. Now all we need to do is just be patient. You've got Baidu trading at 87.16. That number looks like about 69.30-ish or so. And, of course, what you want to do is you want to wait for some bulls to show up should price, in fact, move down there. Now, a little confirmation this week would be an additional close below the December 7th. We're looking at the weekly chart, below 85.96. Closed below it last week, trading just slightly above it right now, trading out at 87.33, but a lot of time left in the week. We haven't even hit the midway point of the week. It is New Moon Wednesday. The new moon, I don't recall when. I think that came in earlier this morning. I'll go look at that between the next two shows out there. But it is New Moon Wednesday, for whatever that is worth to you. Let's go take a look at the commodities section. Let's start off by looking at light sweet crude. Right now, you've got light sweet crude trading down 31 cents. That's off about 0.3%. Really a flat day here, an inside trading session. Yesterday, let's go ahead and now what light sweet crude has done thus far is if you come off of the lows that were put in back in March 4th, out at 89.33, all the way up to the high at 97.80. What you'll see is light sweet crude pulled back to the 0.618 level. You can see that rising price channel. Didn't mean to do that, but you can see that rising price channel. That light sweet crude has been traveling in ever since the lows back in June of 2012. If we take a look at so far what that retracement has been off of the high, coming back in, now we're looking at the high from April 1st all the way down to the low that was put in here a couple of days ago. That was on the 5th, so that would have been Thursday, I suppose. The low out there 91.91. So far, just your normal dead cat bounce out there, which has been made 94.16. You're trading 93.85 right now. So it is letting people off the elevator as it should when it gets to the 0.382 level. We'll see if this has energy to run up to 95.95. The two possibilities here in light sweet crude, either it'll run up to 95.95 or continue its move lower to test the bottom of that rising price channel that's out there. We'll see. We'll probably get a pretty good indication by the end of the day. Let's go take a look at high-ho silver out here. You've got silver trading out at 27.60, having a nice candle session here yesterday. Volume-wise, though, a little weak. 31,000 contracts out there. This is going into 35,000 contracts, so not too bad, but still not enough volume to totally bust things up. You can also see the descending price channel that silver has been traveling in. Let's go take a look at Goldilocks. You've got gold right now pulling back a bit, taking back most of yesterday's gains, quite frankly, trading out at 15.73. However, having a very nice bullish engulfing candle. A couple trading sessions go on April 5th. That had 188,000 contracts. Yesterday, 111,000 contracts. So far this morning, 77. Boy, time flies. Folks, if you're off to start your Wednesday, have a great Wednesday. I'll look forward to seeing you in the morning. And always remember, you have an amazing power within yourself. And that power is so strong that it'll create a life of abundance, cure incurable diseases, build billion-dollar businesses, paint magnificent masterpieces, but most of all, create fantastic, loving families. Thanks so much for being a part of the TFNN family. Have a great day, folks. Look forward to seeing you soon.